Well, right now, 577 public attorney jobs are sitting vacant across the state of Florida. We're talking about assistant state attorneys who prosecute people accused of crimes and public defenders who represent those who are accused and can't afford a private attorney. 10 Investigates' Jenna Bourne found that shortage of attorneys means some Floridians involved in the criminal court system are getting justice delayed.
With that understaffing and turnover, the attorneys left behind wind up with higher caseloads. That can lead to delays getting cases into courtrooms and more plea deals instead of trials. As a ballet dancer, Katerina De Lawyer is used to knowing all the right steps to take. So when she reported to police that another dancer at her studio drugged and raped her, she was intentional about every move.
I bagged up my clothes and I didn't touch anything in my backseat.
A sexual assault nurse examined De Lawyer and documented her injuries. Police arrested her coworker from the ballet studio a few months later.
And it was just like delay after delay.
3 years later, her former coworker got a plea deal for unlawful use of a two-way communication device.
You had the evidence. You had somebody who was willing to speak up. You had somebody who was willing and wanting to go to trial, and to not even take that chance to give me that opportunity. It was such a slap in the face.
10 Investigates found 5 different assistant state attorneys were assigned to prosecute this case. What happened whenever there was a new assistant state attorney put on the case? What did that mean for you?
It meant finding time out of work to sit down and basically get re-interviewed all over again. It felt like I had to try to convince every new attorney why this was important and why I wanted to go to trial.
Across the state, Florida has had a 95% increase in assistant state attorney job vacancies over the past decade, while assistant public defender vacancies have increased 157%. 10 Investigates wanted to find out the context behind those numbers, so we sent questionnaires to all 40 public defender and state attorneys' offices in the state. The vast majority of those who responded told us the number one reason lawyers leave is low salary. Burnout and heavy workloads also came up a lot.
We have attorneys that are carrying, felony attorneys that are carrying 200 cases. Misdemeanor attorneys that are carrying, 300 cases.
You just kind of feel like you're drowning.
Katie Ingram left the state attorney's office in Pinellas County about a year and a half ago to join a private criminal defense firm. When you already have such a heavy caseload,
yes,
and another assistant state attorney leaves and there's turnover, how would that affect you during your time at the state attorney's office?
Their caseload would be divided amongst the people in your division. So when you have those cases plus your own cases that you've been working on, it definitely created this backlog where you're just constantly playing catch up.
More than a quarter of public defender and state attorneys' offices that responded to our survey told us understaffing and turnover are leading to more plea deals. And more than half told us those issues are causing delays in resolving people's cases.
If that person was in custody, in jail, awaiting a trial, it's more time they're in jail.
What impact can delays have on defendants who aren't in jail?
You may have certain bond conditions where you can't leave the county, you can't leave the state, so you're stuck. And I have had many clients who have been denied job opportunities or have gotten fired because their case hasn't been resolved and it's still pending.
And for victims of crimes,
having to tell that story over and over and on the record, it's not an easy thing, and it's very understandable why a survivor might choose to drop out of that process or stop cooperating.
Last year, the state legislature approved pay increases of up to 10% to recruit and retain assistant state attorneys and public defenders. That was on top of last year's 5% cost of living increase for state workers across the board. This year, Florida lawmakers approved a 3% cost of living increase for state employees, with nothing extra for public attorneys.
I feel like everything from actually being raped to this whole process, then to the ending charge, just very much felt like I didn't matter.
As a dancer, De Lawyer used to feel absolutely in control of her body. that was taken from her.
I've been dancing since I was 3 years old. It was my love and my career. I no longer dance. I can't even go into like a ballet studio anymore.
Now it's time to take a step in a different direction.
I am actually taking the LSAT here in 3 weeks, and the plan is to go to law school.
Living up to her last name, De Lawyer is exchanging the ballet bar for the bar exam.
I want to be there for other women, and I want to make a change because this isn't good enough.
According to the Public Defender's Office in Hillsborough County, attorneys who leave often say they can't afford to live in the Tampa area. Their starting salary is just over $70,000. Reporting, Jenna Bourne, 10 Investigates.